I've never looked at Instagram as real. Like, who's on IG? Thoughts,
Yeah, but everyone's on IG.
It's a great networking tool.
It's like a networking tool. Like, I never considered Instagram as like a real, like if you're like running a business off Instagram, like, right? And that's why these OnlyFans girls like go crazy whenever their account goes down. But like, I think for like networking, putting your brand out there, marketing, cool. But like building a real business off of IG, I think is a serious
I built my
problem.
whole business off of
Yeah,
IG.
that's not true at all. You could sell a lot.
Bro, but see, here's the thing though. You do, like, here's the thing. I would rather be on YouTube than IG, 100%, because you build a connection with your audience. They get to see you, they get to hear you, etc. You're not able to connect with your audience to the same level. What Instagram does is it amplifies a platform you've already built up on YouTube, and those people that are following you on Instagram probably found you through YouTube first and liked you there. So like, yeah, of course you could build a business on Instagram. Let me clarify. You could build a business there. However, that's not your primary platform. People loved you and knew you from YouTube, and then they followed you on Instagram because you happened to be there.
Brad's not just talking about building an audience connection. He's talking about selling products.
Of course,
and
but
brand deals.
but like he built his brand and his image off of YouTube.
That's true.
Kind of.
Instagram was a
little bit
an
of both.
accessory.
I started on Instagram first. So I got really big on Instagram first, and that got me into the space of actually YouTube. I had about 600,000 followers on Instagram before I ever had a single YouTube video.
Yeah.
Because I made Instagram content, which is just, at that time was just lifting and like doing strengths, strengths and And then I met FouseyTube. I've talked about this story, but then I started making content on YouTube because I was like, oh, this is like the natural progression of what I want to start doing and making content.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. Long format content, YouTube, podcasting.
That's
stuff.
how you get people to buy. Like if you're, because I've met so many people, right, that are like big on Instagram, but they don't have like a YouTube audience. And it's like, who really, like, people just kind of know you a little bit in snapshots, like pictures here, whatever it may be.
Right.
You can't build the same level of like connection and admiration and respect and trust as when you're talking to people in long form content where they get to see your life, etc. Like, I've noticed that like when people trust you, they'll buy, right?
For sure.
So and you're able to build that connection way stronger on YouTube than any other platform. So that's why I look at Instagram as like an amplification tool for a platform that you've already built. Like you're the first guy I met that like did it the other way around, but I guarantee like most people, I mean, hell, when I found you through YouTube first.
Yeah,
then I saw that you were on Instagram. So I think Instagram helps, but I think it amplifies when you already have something established like on a YouTube.
When it comes to immediate money, like the Nelk Boys, for example, they could put up one Instagram story for prize picks or something, and then they're probably making like $10,000, $20,000 each story post. It's like the interaction to monetize immediately like that without speaking too much and talking.
For sure.
So much
But
easier.
I think the cornerstone of like creating an audience is 100% like long form video type content.
Depends on the
like,
audience you're going for. Like if people
well,
want
if you're a bimbo and you're selling like sexual content on OnlyFans, then of course like Instagram's going to be like more towards your thing, and TikTok. Like I've noticed like when you look at like long form content or podcasting, it's dominated by men, right? But when you look at like short form content and like pictures or whatever it may be, it's not TikTok, Instagram, it's dominated by women because, you know, it's sexual in nature and it's, you know, instant gratification. So girls are able to go ahead and dominate these platforms. That's why they dance like bimbos and, you know, post pictures of themselves, and they're able to, you know, funnel that to OnlyFans.
And I get what you're saying by, isn't there a huge demographic of people that want to be able to speak about this? And it's true, but it's like, it's much harder. It's much harder to be able to corner that audience and be able to still stay relevant through censorship. So I wouldn't recommend, if people are like interested in talking or starting getting into content creation, don't go down the route that me, Meyer, and Fresh went down. Like stay mainstream 100%, because like, yes, there's a demographic of people out there, but the risk that CEOs need to take in order to invest in you, or people that want to do business with you, it's a lot higher. Everyone in the board meetings is saying don't monetize and don't ever engage with these people. The amount of people that you're blackballed with. We're just like in a Twitter space coming over here. They're like, hey, why don't you interview movie directors? Like the guy who did Sound of Freedom, right? That was a movie about human trafficking in South America. I'm sure you've seen that movie. It's
absolutely.
like, why would these people work with, like they're incentivized to not collab with us. So you're very limited.
Yeah, it definitely does affect your ability to network. I mean, the thing is that the people that you gravitate towards, like what end up happening is they'll like really love you because like you're one of the few people. And here's the thing, like we were talking about this stuff before October 7th, before like Lex Friedman and Destiny and Piers Morgan and everybody else jumped on his train and like started talking about this. We were having these discussions before, you know, like we had hosted a debate between Nick Fuentes and Destiny. We had 100,000 people watching live, right? And that was because it was such a taboo topic. Now it's like people can at least talk about it, right? Because what October 7th has basically done is it's kind of opened the floodgates for people to like be like, wait, what's going on here? Did it start here? And then they look at the history like, oh wow, this has been going on for like almost a century, like 70 to 80 plus years. So I think people are having a conversation, and you know, and then it also exposes people too. So like, I was literally looking on X right before coming here. Like, The Rock is losing a bunch of followers right now, right?
Really?
And yeah, he's losing like 250K like a day or something, like some crazy number.
Yeah.
Right. And because they're pulling like his old tweets or his old IG posts about like, I was just an In-N-Out burger. This is my first time, and then find out like, no, this is not your first time, etc. And that's kind of what ends up happening when you become like an A-list celebrity.